We are good. I think this next guest is not going to be an issue because I think she knows a little bit about live video.
Hey!
Hey!
After you said that, I can't promise you that my video looks awesome because I'm in a hotel little side room.
I have never not seen you in the decked out studio and the lights and Dave with the white glasses. I've never seen this. This is crazy.
I know. I'm actually at Michael Hyatt's best year ever event. So it's lunchtime. So I stepped away to hang out with you.
Well, tell him I said hi, and tell him, Michael, I'm really having my best year because I'm on Ryan's Momentum Rocks. And this is where it's at. So we've got Luria Petrucci on. Luria is absolutely one of the innovators in live streaming video. Before there was Facebook Live. How many years have you been doing live video for?
I've been doing video since 2005, live video since 2007.
Yeah, which was years before. So 2005, video, live video 2007, way before anyone else, almost a decade before everyone else started doing it. So
right.
Let's dive in. There's so much to talk about in terms of live video, and we have exactly 15 minutes. Give us the big stuff that we need to give us big stuff, but I want some tactical things too.
Yeah.
The floor is yours.
I really want to say that the biggest problem that I see people make with live video is there are all kinds of problems or mistakes, but the biggest thing is that they see, what we can produce professional live video, and rightly so. You want to look good, right? Like you want to create professional live video, typically not here, but typically I am in a studio, depth of field, like blurry background. It looks great. Yeah. And your studio is looking awesome, by the way. I love that background. But what the biggest problem is that people want that professionalism because it builds credibility, instant credibility. When people see that you look good, you know what you're talking about, they just assume. But on the flip side of that, as soon as they implement professional or good looking video, they go stiff. Their personality kind of shrivels away and causes people to be like, I'm professional now. I am an expert at this topic. It's like, and it completely drives away the whole benefit of what live video offers, which is connection and communication with your audience and building that know, like, and trust on such a deeper level. So I would start this conversation by saying, yes, look great. Do your best to have, great quality so that you can gain that instant credibility. But at the same time, do not let the professionalism stop your personality from really coming through. You've got to create engaging content that will connect with your audience. And you can do that from your phone, for goodness sake. Or you can go all the way up to what we call a level 4. There are 4 levels of live video, level 1 being the phone, and level 4 being like a super high quality studio. But you can do that at any level, but you've got to focus on creating that connection and being engaging. And one of the best ways that you can create engaging content, which is what, by the way, Facebook and YouTube and all the places want you to create, because they want your audience to comment because it keeps them on the platform for longer, right? So you want that and they want that. So one of the best ways that you can do that is really by showcasing you in a way that you're not comfortable with. Getting vulnerable is going to make all the difference in the world. So I encourage you to really start thinking about what is it that you do not want to share with the world because you don't think it'll be accepted, or it's kind of messy, And it's not the thing that's pretty. We tend to, as experts or as, as experts in our worlds, we tend to showcase the pretty stuff and the successes. And with live video, one of the best things that you can do with content in general is get vulnerable. And a lot of people talk about authenticity. And I hate that word just because people don't go far enough with it. It's thrown around as I'm authentic. But if you can really get down and dirty into the things that you necessarily don't want to show, that will extend your reach and connection with your audience, which will help you grow your business faster.
And then let's talk, and that's good, because I think most people are not really being vulnerable. Like, they get nervous and scared. But the minute you do, it's like cathartic, right? It feels really good.
It does. It is.
And I think what happens is you start getting all this positive feedback, and it makes you feel like, oh my God, I can actually do this. And it kind of takes the training wheels off. Now you could just go.
Yeah, Jill Stanton is a great example of this in action from Screw the 9 to 5. She, she's great at what she does. But one of the things that she did in 2018 was start to get really vulnerable with her audience. She went live and she actually talked about the fact that she deals with depression and, that because of the pressures of the business and all of this stuff. And she's helping other entrepreneurs build their business. And it's really a moment of connection at that point because they feel that too, right? They feel with all the pressures and everybody gets depressed. Let's face it, every single one of us have gotten depressed at some point. So it's not a point of negativity or something that you shouldn't share. And so I would really encourage you in 2019 to really take hold of that word vulnerability and go all out with your audience.
So now that we're going to be more vulnerable and we're going to show Kate and myself crying every single day.
Well, maybe there's a line there, but
But we did. I used to do, there was a time, there was a streak where I cried at least once, every time I did a live, not a video, but a live workshop. I'd start talking about something emotional.
Yeah.
But
well, that's great. Yeah.
Yeah. So now that we got that, let's talk some tactical stuff. Yes. How often do we do videos? When? How much is too much? Blah blah blah.
Okay. So there are two types of live videos that you should be doing. One is live stream, and that I tend to think of as more of a show. So a weekly show or a daily, whatever works for you, where it is like same day, same time, where you're building habits around your audience. They show up because they know when to show up, and you're not relying on notifications. So that's your show or your streams. Your live streams, on the other hand, looking for my phone, are from your phone. So this is what we call level 1. And even if you're creating really professional looking live videos for your live shows, your weekly shows, this thing is your live stream device. And that is all about inviting people into your life behind the scenes, doing that kind of content, talking about your world outside of what you talk about to your audience, what your value is. So you have your shows, and that's value oriented. Your live streams are personality driven. And so in terms of how often, it has to work for your schedule. So there's no doubt about it that the more often you stream or do
you're
content,
breaking up you were breaking up a little bit. No,
it
was just it was our internet. It's my fault. It's my fault.
Okay.
You were saying your person.
We'll
so I like that differentiator between a live stream and a life stream. It's almost like the whatever who's a talk show host now, Jimmy Fallon. It's like the Jimmy Fallon show is a live stream, right? And a live stream would be if he's on behind the scenes showing stuff, and that could be the phone.
Exactly. So you want to do both of those things. And there's no doubt about, in terms of how often you go live, no doubt that the more often you go live produce any kind of content for that matter, you will grow faster the more often you do it because of the algorithms and all that fun stuff and the habits with your audience. You cannot discount the habit creation with your audience because the more you are there, the more they are there. So, but that's not to say that you should go live daily or that you should do this daily or too often because it has to work for you. So for example, if your life and your world and your business cannot handle you more than once a week, then just do once a week. And that consistency is going to be the deciding factor in your success. The fact that you are consistent. So if you try and do too much, you won't be consistent because you'll just fail at it, right? So just find a schedule that works for you and don't worry about, what else surrounds that. So timing, day, how often you go, that's all up to your schedule, but at least once a week would be preferable.
And what do you recommend in terms of once we do the video, let's say we do once a week, we have our live stream, not live stream, the professional show. Yes. Every Wednesday at 8 a.m. you do your live show. In terms of distribution, do we put that, do we go live on Facebook and then put it on Instagram, on a blog, on a blah, 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 blah? Go.
So there's a lot.
I know you get a lot of these questions. Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. And this is something that I decided to dive way deeper into in my course as we were revamping it for 2019 because oh my God, it's such a huge aspect of it, right? Is what happens after. Right. And so the repurposing strategy, you have to think about what platforms you are on and want to be on. And pro tip here, do not try and do all the platforms all at once. That will lead to just scatterness. But you want to make sure that if you're going live on Facebook, for instance, you do the captions after the fact, you make sure your title and thumbnail are there. And then what you can do is you can either repurpose that entire video to YouTube or clip out a section and make only that short form video because live videos are going to be longer. So maybe you clip out a section that goes to YouTube that's super value and super compact for the SEO side of things on YouTube or the searchability. You can do Instagram for promotion towards the live videos, for example. So there are a lot of ways, and this is one of those answers that is not super clear because it really matters what your goals are and where your assets are. I heard you talking about assets earlier. What are your marketing assets? Where are your platforms? And so you have to mix and match those for your repurposing strategy based on what you got and where you're trying to go. So one example would be to go live to Facebook. You can actually go live to Facebook and YouTube at the same time if you so desire and have the equipment to do so. And then you go live and then you kind of work recorded video into the mix. So lots of ways that you can turn a live video into a podcast directly or take a clip out of that. Or you can create separate content for the platform that you're trying to go to. IGTV, for instance, would require almost separate content being created for it. So I know that there's not like, but you have to hear that it's kind of up to you, but you do need to be thinking about that repurposing strategy and where you want to go.
Yeah. Now that another question, which I'm sure you get probably just as much, if not more, equipment, right?
Yes.
What kind of equipment, what kind of software? And I know you and David have the 4 levels. So could we do like a little 10, 20-second overview of each level, kind of take us through?
So level 1 is the phone. And you could do this, what I call the selfie stream, which is just naked phone. Or you can add some gear to it. And by the way, I'll give you a link to get gear guides because it's so complicated to just tell you all of the different things. But so you can add some gear to it. That way you have more professional gear or audio and mobile video. Then you've got level 2, which is browser-based services, going straight to facebook.com or youtube.com or using Be Live, for instance. Those are browser-based. Usually just a USB mic and webcam will do you fine there. Level 3 is Ecamm on a Mac, vMix on a PC, software downloaded onto your computer that lets you actually do a lot more fancy stuff, adding graphics on screen, having interviews, doing a lot more of the fun fancy stuff that you see out there in the live video world. Level 4 is a dedicated PC using vMix software, and it's really all about adding much more professionalism. You have typically a dedicated studio designed for live video that also serves as your recorded video purposes and podcast or anything else you want to do.
And we'll make sure you guys get a link to different guides, and we'll give you some more resources as well. One last question, background, backdrop. I know you guys have in the past created a whole course about creating a studio on a shoestring budget. Give us some 1 or 2 big specific tactic strategies on building a set.
Okay, so the more you can create a set that is the same every time and your gear is there every time, the better off you will be because you won't make excuses to go live. So it's there, it's set up, it's kind of forget it at that point, right? So like I'm pointing at your background like it's my background. Your background is awesome because it's your personality.
Yeah.
So that is the main thing to keep in mind with a set is that you want to integrate your personality, even if it has absolutely nothing to do with the value that you provide. That way people kind of automatically visually get a sense for who you are and can connect with you on that deeper level, like Back to the Future, right? Like we're going to automatically be like, oh, well, he obviously likes Back to the Future. So do I. I must like him.
Because who doesn't like Back to the Future?
Right? I've never seen it, but No, I'm just joking.
Oh,
I'm joking.
I was about to hang up on you. I had the button on delete.
Just ready to go.
Oh, ready. Okay. You saved it. And Ferris Bueller, I'm assuming you've seen as well.
That one I haven't. I'm sorry. Bye. Nice to meet you.
Oh my God, Luria, you were killing it, and everyone's like, "Oh my God, this is so great." Okay. Okay, so that's fine.
I'm sorry, Pam. I'm sorry.
It shows you're not perfect, so that's good. We don't need to be perfect to do this.
I'm being imperfect and vulnerable right now.
So we were talking about the set and using your personality and okay.
Yeah, and the thing you have to realize is that you don't need a lot of space. You see that Ryan has like a whole room here behind him. You don't actually need that. You can get if this is your wall, because this is not a good looking video right here, right? But if this is your wall and that's all you have, and you have like a little tiny area of your home office, what you can do is you can go to Amazon and actually get backgrounds. So if you search for backdrops, you'll find like photography backdrops that can actually, there's all kinds of different designs.
It's amazing it looks like a professional studio. You don't even realize it. I know.
Yeah. And so actually Michael Hyatt, speaking of being here at Best Year Ever, in his studio that we built, he has like, he actually went out and got, he took pictures of his different rooms in his house, and that is his backdrop. So he just changes out the backdrop for the different feel that he wants. So it's pretty ingenious. That's pretty cool. There.
And the funny thing is, everyone who comes here and visits us, they see this and they're like, oh my God, it looks so much bigger on the video. It's only a little corner of the room. It's really not that big. Okay. Yeah. Luria, I know we're just scratching the surface. How can people find out more about you, your programs, your services, and all that good stuff?
Yeah, we're at livestreamingpros.com. And if you want the gear guide, a great place to start is the gear guide. But we'll give you a lot more beyond the gear guide, and that's at livestreamingpros.com/tech. So that'll get you started, but I'll also teach you about the 4 pillars of live video that you need to master in terms of strategic stuff that will help you get really going and have a whole complete strategy. So that's the best place to start.
And Luria and her partner, David, I love and trust them. When I was building out some stuff in my house, David came and helped me set up. So you're in good hands with them if you want to learn live streaming stuff. So Luria, thank you so much. I know you're busy and I know you're there at Michael Hyatt.
No, I was so thrilled that you asked me to join. Thank you.
And thank you for saying yes. And we wish you the best. And we know we're all going to support you. And thank you for helping so many people.
Absolutely.
You're the best. See ya.